Wild in the Coyotes at the Xcel Energy Center. Here is Adam Abrams.
Fans, please join the Arizona Coyotes and Minnesota Wild organizations tonight in support of our Canadian neighbors to the north, following the incident in Canada's national capital city yesterday. Please welcome James Bone as we show our unified resolve tonight with the performance of both O Canada as well as the Star-Spangled Banner.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please remain standing and welcome Sergeant Eric Mossberg, who in 2011 was deployed to Iraq and Kuwait in support of Operation New Dawn, where he performed convoy security missions. He currently serves as a Minnesota Army National Guard recruiting and retention non-commissioned officer in Maplewood. He's here tonight representing all the great men and women from the state of hockey who bravely serve our country. Now please sing loud and proud as James leads us in the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All of us at Fox Sports North and throughout the Fox families extend our thoughts and prayers to those affected by the events in Ottawa yesterday. Now it's time for hockey here in St. Paul as the Wild play host to the Coyotes. Let's start with our Northland Ford goaltenders.
Wild will be facing Mike Smith. He's a formidable goalie when he's playing well, but he's gotten out of the gate a little bit slow, and he's going to be looking for a bounce back, which is different than Darcy Kemper, because Darcy Kemper has come out of the gate just the way you want a young, talented goalie to do so. 2 shutouts, of course, the loss against Anaheim, but albeit in a very good effort by Darcy Kemper. And so he gets another start here at home. Mike Yeo wants to see his team playing the same way with a little more execution, but you can't fault the way their effort, their shots, their chances have helped them.
They've outshot, outchanced each of their first 4 opponents, have come away with 2 wins in 4 games, and we're underway Coyotes with the puck. A long one by Schlemko got through, and Kemper had to make a tricky pad save. Charlie Coyle along the boards for Minnesota. Got it to the line, but not out. A long shot saved by Kemper. Rebound loose, and Kemper able to smother with Kyle Chipchura on the doorstep.
Well, one thing Mike Yeo talked about this morning was the fact that with a very good blue line for the Coyotes, Arizona's very good at firing the puck from that point, and they're not afraid to do it. They'll get pucks through, and they'll have bodies in front of the net. So Darcy Kemper tested twice on point shots, but it's because of the traffic in front that made it difficult. He came up big with a couple good saves.
Kemper again will cover, and a faceoff coming in the Minnesota zone.
Ekman Larsson, one of the best blue liners around. Lots of speed, heads up. Great with a puck, and unafraid to shoot it. As I mentioned, like most of the blue liners for the Arizona Coyotes. And it is Arizona. Name change for them. So apologize in advance if I throw out a few Phoenixes.
Wild come away with the puck for the first time. Niederreiter carries into the Arizona zone. Suter holds along the boards. Fires, looking for a tip by Fontaine on the backside. Just out of his reach. Niederreiter battling along the boards. Haula delivers a hit. Haula, Niederreiter, and Fontaine playing together on Minnesota's third line after Charlie Coyle was bumped up to play with Koivu and Vanek. Turnover by Suter, but he's able to recover and push it back to Brodin. And now Suter has it for the Wild. Ahead to Niederreiter at center. Niederreiter into the Coyote zone, and it deflects in offside.
Well, there's been a few line changes so far this season. The Wild shuffling things around, trying to find a bit of magic. The line on the ice right now is the only one that has remained intact right from the get-go, and you know why. They are connecting very well. A lot of scoring opportunities for that line.
Almost looked like a false start. Granlund never even moved his stick on the draw. Puck held at the point by Spurgeon. Fights off a check, tried to get it to Pominville. Pominville plays it in behind for Parisi. Parisi back to Pominville. To the point for Scandella. Scandella thought about it to Pominville. High in the slot, Granlund whip. Still trying to keep the play alive, and finally the Coyotes have it. Erat tips it out to neutral ice. Wild play it back in. Now a long pass, too far for Korpikoski, and it'll be icing against the Coyotes. Our Toyota key stat shows you just how stingy the Wild have been defensively. #1 in the league, allowing only 22 shots on goal against. The Coyotes in the upper third of the league at 28.5.
And largely attributed to the fact that the Wild have had the puck a lot in the offensive zone, attacking, lots of forecheck. But when they're not, Mike Yeo knows they're going to play a good team game in their own end and be smart in the neutral zone.
Brodin fires. Vanek may have taken that one off the leg. He's slow to his feet on the far side. Koivu battling to keep it alive and does, but Vanek is clearly hobbled as he heads to the Minnesota bench. Suter fires on goal, knocked aside by Smith.
That was likely in the right calf area, or an area where there wasn't any padding. The Breezers have plenty of padding around the side, but if you catch that anywhere up and down from the knee to the ankle, that's where it smarts, and it does not look like Mike Smith had to make a save there. Shot came through. There's the blast. That's what the Wild want to see. Oh yeah, right on the back of the leg. That's smarts.
Wild trying to generate something with the fourth line, and Zucker whistles one high and wide. This line created offense for Minnesota on the road trip. They were a part of each goal, one in Anaheim, one in LA. Dumba's shot goes wide of the target. Nate Prosser holds his own for Minnesota. Tried to center. Carter was tied up. And the puck comes loose. Pushed to center by Crombeen, who sends it in. McMillan tried to center. Winds up in the corner. Prosser's double teamed there. Dumba and Prosser, the third defensive pairing for Minnesota here tonight. Chip Chura spins out of a check. Plays it out to the point. Ekman-Larsson across from Murphy, but he couldn't handle it cleanly, and it deflects out to neutral ice. Moss into the Minnesota zone. Suter intercepts and plays it back for the Wild. Too far for Fontaine. Icing waved off because Smith has to play it. Smith very active with the puck. Plays it ahead to Chip Chura at the Minnesota line. His centering pass is knocked down by Suter. Comes free to the wall where Niederreiter's able to whack it out to center ice. Moss sidesteps one man, lost it to Niederreiter, who takes a heavy hit from Klinkhammer. Suter ahead for Minnesota. Niederreiter at the Coyote line. Bounces one in behind the net. Smith plays to Ekman-Larsson. And the Coyotes are back the other way. Murphy out of the Minnesota zone ahead for Doan. Doan carries in. Brings it around to the far side. Brodin looking for Fontaine. Fontaine had it caught in his skates. Now manages to push it out to neutral ice. And it was just poked away at the last minute by Keith Yandle. Both teams complete a change as the Wild start ahead. Granlund to Parise, back to Granlund, into the Arizona zone. Had it knocked away by Gagne, and the Coyotes clear to center. Sam Gagne, first year here with the Coyotes, after he spent the first 7 years of his career with Edmonton. Spurgeon carries in. Spurgeon's shot knocked aside by Smith. Certainly didn't handle the rebound the way he'd like. Yandle's back the other way. Dumped in by Korpikoski. Granlund back to pick it up for Minnesota. Lets it go by. Collides with Korpikoski. McCulloch with a long one on goal. And it's held by Kemper. Our Xcel Energy Spotlight shows you how good the Wild have been here in the home of the home ice advantage since the first of the year last year, including the playoffs. The Wild 18-6-3 in front of the home fans.
Goes without saying that with the tightness of the Central Division and of the Western Conference and the competitiveness as well, you got to win your home games. Simply put, got to win the home ones, pick off a few on the road, and the Wild have done a very good job at that.
Saw Thomas Vanek back on the Minnesota bench. That's a good sign for the Wild. And now Vanek, Coyle, and Koivu, the forward trio for Minnesota. Prosser to Koivu along the wall. Got it to the line, but not out. Dumba sweeping at it, and it manages to roll out to neutral. Vanek has it there for the Wild. Koivu with a nifty quick pass for Dumba. Dumba carries to the Arizona line. Plays it in behind where Smith has it. Coyle intercepts, takes a bump from Chip Chura. Koivu there. Back in for Vanek. Vanek looking for Coyle out front of the net. A lot of time for Vanek behind the net, then tried to force one to Koivu, and that was intercepted by Moss. Klinkhammer at neutral ice. Double team there. Chip Chura plays it back into his own zone. Brodin after it for the Wild on the far side. Four-player battle, two from each side. Ekman-Larsson at the point with a long shot. Knocked down by Kemper, and a dangerous rebound just out of the reach of Vermette.
I think every shot so far, other than that one, has been generated from the point.
Kemper with a quick pad stop on Vermette. Bodker pushed the rebound just wide. This line has been explosive for the Coyotes so far this year. They've combined for 6 goals and 8 assists. Wild 3-on-2 the other way. Carter tried to feather one through for Cook. Then goes cross ice. It's deflected but controlled by Spurgeon. Zucker ridden off the puck in the corner. Carter delivers a hit. Suter trying to hold the zone, but Doan's able to float it back the other way. Spurgeon for Minnesota across to Suter. And the Wild in transition with Fontaine. His shot knocked down by Smith. Played to Yandle. Niederreiter quickly on him. Turnover generated. The shot. Smith sliding across. Niederreiter on the wraparound. Haula couldn't find the handle on the rebound.
Smith had collided with Fontaine, so he was not able to get back in his net quick enough. But the referee deemed it incidental contact, so he let play go on without any calls.
Niederreiter absorbs a hit as he plays it out. Coyotes had to retouch, and that gives Suter a chance to control the puck for Minnesota. Granlund back into his own zone. Spurgeon banks it off the boards. Would have been icing, but the first man in is Pominville. That forces Smith to play it.
And Smith will. He is a very active goaltender, maybe the most active one in the National Hockey League. Very good with his goal stick.
Point of emphasis for Mike Yeo and the Wild over the last couple of days, practicing for this game and the Lightning Saturday. So we'll face a couple of goaltenders that really like to play the puck. Here's a chance, a centering pass intended for Vitale, who was deflected. Into the corner, McMillan. Tied up there by Granlund. Granlund intercepts. Loose puck, gloved and dropped. Scandella trying to force it out of the zone. McMillan has it in the corner. Good offensive zone time for the Coyotes so far in this one. Matt Dumba has it for Minnesota. Coyotes with a 6-3 edge in shots on goal as Granlund hits center to Pominville. Pominville centered it. Granlund trying to redirect. Nice job holding the zone by Brodin with the skates, but the Coyotes have it. And Martin Erat is back on the attack. Erat lost it just inside the Minnesota line. Vanek played it back out to center. Long stretch without a whistle here at the XL Energy Center. Wild and Coyotes scoreless in the first. Coyle up the wing for Minnesota. On goal, save Smith. Koivu had one shot at the rebound, and Smith stopped that too. Jonas Brodin back in his own zone. Chased out from behind the net by Korpikoski. Koivu up the wing, fires it in for Minnesota. Smith to play it behind the net. Waited, turned it over, put it right on the stick of Vanek. Suter tried to poke it back to Vanek in the slot, but the Coyotes clear to center. Brodin is there, across to Suter. Suter brings it in for the Wild. Drops it back to Vanek. Drops to Koivu. Koivu from the wall. Works his way in. Koivu centers. Vanek tied up, and he pushed it just wide. Suter back to the far side. Scandella drive. It was tipped on goal, and Smith makes the stop.
Exactly what Mike Yeo talked about this morning. Net front presence. And the Wild have a lot of it right now. That's why pucks are getting through and are tough for Mike Smith.
In behind the goal, it's Doan. Now to the point where Stone holds. We're nearing the halfway point of the first period. Loose puck in front of the Minnesota goal. Scandella skates to stick to gain control and plays it out to center. Bottker back to play it across to Stone. Stone retreats in his own zone. He's the leading shot blocker for the Coyotes with a dozen on the year. Yandel plays ahead where the puck deflects into the Minnesota zone. Matt Dumba back to pick it up for the Wild. Dumba trying to spin away from Chipchura. Howlett grabs it for the Wild and starts out. Niederreiter trying to catch a pass that was behind him, deflects it in, and Minnesota will change. Jason Zucker in on the forecheck for the Wild. Chipchura back behind his net. Lost a puck battle to Carter, but Carter couldn't get it to Matt Cook along the boards. Good hustle by Carter on the forecheck for Minnesota. Cook forces the turnover, centered for Zucker. He was tied up by Klinkhammer and couldn't get a shot away. Chipchura back the other way for Arizona. Into the Minnesota zone. Plays to the corner. Klinkhammer hit there by Prosser. Zucker battling for the puck. Protected it long enough for Dumba to support. And Dumba comes to center for the Wild. Into the Arizona zone. Tried to jump around Ekman Larsson's check. Ekman Larsson able to separate him from the puck. Dumba has it for Minnesota. Watched by Erat. Plays to Granlund. We're inside 9 minutes left here in the first period. A lot of flow. Good chances at both ends. Pominville tried to drop to Suter. It was intercepted by Korpikoski. Coyotes come to center. Gagne into the Minnesota zone. Ekman Larsson a shot. And a glove save by Kemper. Chances at both ends, including Nino Niederreiter for the Wild in the scoreless first period.
No score early on as we celebrate Hockey Fights Cancer Night here in downtown St. Paul. And this night certainly hits home for Wild forward Zach Parise, whose father, J.P. Parise, is battling lung cancer right now. And right here, Zach tells us that he's really had to rely on his hockey family here at the Minnesota Wild to help him through these very difficult times.
With teammates, you really develop a special bond with all the time you put in together. And so when you go through things like, you know, of course, like Ryan went through, or things like we're going through, you really rely on your teammates, and you know, it's outside your family. These are the guys you spend the most time with, and so they've been really helpful throughout this whole thing.
We'll hear more from Zach Parise in that first intermission, guys, but that locker room is a special place and so many great friendships in there to help these guys through the ups and downs that life can certainly bring. And as always, our thoughts and prayers are with JP and the Parise family.
Thank you, Kevin. JP watching the game tonight, no doubt. Zach told me today before the game that his dad hasn't been able to make it over to games, but still watches every night on television. As Kevin mentioned, our thoughts and prayers with the Parise family. Brodin plays it ahead for Minnesota. Pominville tied up along the boards. Parise lost it at the Coyote line. Now Granlund brings it back in. Granlund fires, saved by Smith, and he hangs on. Face-off coming in the Arizona zone. Scoreless past the halfway point of the first period.
Darcy Kemper forced to make a couple of very good saves. He's a big goaltender and spread out. Made a couple pad saves on this backdoor feed. It's been a little busy. Both goaltenders have. There have been few whistles, a lot of flow to this game. Both sizable goaltenders.
And Smith, as we mentioned off the top, really struggling out of the gates. Devin Dubnyk played in their game in Nashville earlier on this road trip, played very well in a shootout loss against the Predators. But the Coyotes feel like they have to get Smith on track if they're going to have a chance to contend this year. And he's back in there in spite of 3 starts that have been less than Smith-like. 82.2 save percentage.
2 games with 6 goals against, 1 with 4 against. He's had a good start in this one. The Wild have thrown some decent shots at him.
Koivu on the draw for Minnesota against Vermette. Koivu wins it back to Spurgeon. Vanek whips it across. Somehow got it to Scandella for a shot. And that hit somebody out front. May have been Charlie Coyle before it reached the net. Doan on the attack the other way. Bodker and Scandella going to the corner. Battle there. Vanek has it for Minnesota. Koivu able to bank it out to neutral ice. Stone backpedals for the Coyotes. Tipped into the Minnesota zone. Spurgeon hustling back after it. Antoine Vermette in on the forecheck. Scandella has it for the Wild. Both teams changing. Tipped in by Fontaine. Gloved and dropped by Smith. Minnesota has to tag up, so that allows Arizona time to regroup. Ekman Larsson watched by Fontaine. His long pass off the mark. Played by Kemper. Kemper then sends it all the way back down the other way. And this will be icing against the Wild. And a face-off back in the neighborhood of Darcy Kemper.
Oh, got caught a little bit there. Wasn't able to wrap it around behind the net. Mike Yeo talked about net front presence. Well, a couple of his guys have been hit in front of the net. We talked about Vanek getting nailed. Coyle just did as well. Mike Yeo did not want his players standing in front of the net waving their sticks. He wanted them actually taking the goaltender's sight away, which they is, but got to get out of the way of the puck too.
Prosser in the corner for Minnesota. Dumba battling there with Gagne. Prosser delivers a hit behind the net. Murphy with a long shot. It's blocked and picked up by Erat. Erat back to Murphy. A shot that goes just wide. Ekman Larsson holds. Kicked out to neutral ice. And Murphy has it there for Arizona. Back to Ekman Larsson. Murphy starts ahead. Ekman Larsson to the Minnesota line. Knocked off of his stick. Dumba retreats. Thought about attacking while the Coyotes were changing. Instead, backpedals, then turn it over. Put it right in the stick of Klinkhammer. Into the Minnesota zone. Klinkhammer centers. Chipchura at the side of the net was tied up by Suter. Klinkhammer plays it back to Chipchura. Chipchura works his way around in the Minnesota zone. Leaves it in behind, but Granlund's the first man there for the Wild. Granlund to Dumba, and Dumba starts ahead for Minnesota to Parise. He finds Granlund into the Arizona zone. Granlund to Parise. His shot blocked. Granlund grabs the loose puck. Tied up along the wall. Pominville joins to support. Suter a drive. Saved by Smith. Rebound Brodin. Brodin leaves it behind for Parise. Parise to Suter at the point. Back to Parise in the middle. Parise with a shot. That's just wide. The rebound out of the reach of Pominville. Brodin hustles to hold, and it deflects out of play. Good pressure from the Wild's top line in a scoreless first period. A couple big pieces of the Wild's future now know they will be here long term. Brodin and Coyle, the latest two to sign extensions. Brodin 6 years, Coyle 5 years, and that comes after Niederreiter and Kemper were signed just before the season started.
And they still have a couple more pieces of the puzzle that they want to take care of, and they'll continue to work on that. But great to see Chuck Fletcher and the Wild getting guys locked in, the young core, as part of this organization for years to come.
Mike Yeo said the building of this franchise really started with Koivu and took a big step forward with Parise and Suter. Pominville joined the fold, and now the focus on some of these young guys. Boy, those 4 veterans he mentioned and the 4 we just showed you, a great place to start when building a franchise. Suter to Parise. Tried to find Pominville at neutral ice, but it was off the mark. It'll be icing against the Wild and a face-off back in the Minnesota zone. Last chance to purchase season tickets for the 2014-15 season, including 11-game plans, half-season plans, and full-season tickets. You can get yours today by visiting tickets.wild.com. Face-off in the Minnesota zone, just past the 15-minute mark here in the first period. No score between two Western Conference rivals. All 3 games last year between these teams won by the road team. The then Phoenix Coyotes won the only game played here in St. Paul, 3-1. Verbata had a couple of goals for the Coyotes that night. Erat walks out front. His shot was deflected and picked up by Pominville. Pominville to Granlund. Granlund back to Pominville. Pominville to Parise. The Wild pass on a chance to change and instead will attack. Granlund into the corner. Leaves it for Parise. Parise tied up from behind by Ekman-Larsson. Lost the handle on it. Feeds Scandella. And now the Wild will head off on the change. Scandella setting up shot for Minnesota in his own zone across to Spurgeon. Spurgeon drives it in from center. Icing waved off as they say Smith tipped it behind the net. Vanek to the point for Scandella. Scandella with a long shot, saved by Smith. Charlie Coyle right there in front for Minnesota.
It's exactly where they want to see Coyle, using his size and strength in front of that net. Mike Smith stopped it, but I don't think he saw a lot of it.
Into the corner, Crombeen plays to the point. Now back in behind for Vitale. 4th line for the Coyotes. Centering pass tipped by Koivu and scooped up by Vanek. Vanek's cross-ice pass was deflected. Scandella's back to cover up for Minnesota. Scandella races ahead for the Wild. Sidesteps one man, then backpedals into his own zone. Hands it off to Spurgeon, back to Scandella. Scandella to Vanek at neutral ice. Pass was in his skates. Chipchura emerges. Vanek picks his pocket at the Coyote line and slides it into the corner as he heads off. Zucker in on the forecheck. Carter trying to support. Klinkhammer clears, and Dumba has to come back after it for Minnesota. Dumba to Prosser behind the net. Ahead for Zucker. Zucker back to Dumba. Dumba carries ahead. Carter backpedals into the Coyote zone. Smith sends it back the other way. Moss after it, but it's instead the goaltender Kemper that plays it. So Smith clears, and Kemper's the first man to play it at the other end. Goaltender to goaltender. Carter into the Coyote zone. His shot blocked by Stone. Stone back on his feet and starts ahead for the Coyotes. His pass hit Bodker in the skate. Yandel into the Minnesota zone, but Dumba's there and plays it back behind for Suter. Suter rings it around and all the way down. And it'll be icing against the Wild with just over 2 minutes left in the first period.
Well, this is what you call the 4th line for the Wild, but it really isn't a typical 4th line. I talked to Zucker this morning about it and the fact that he had trouble getting up here because he's a top 6 forward At least that's the style he plays, and not easy for him to be here. But with the Wild getting deeper and the Wild getting better, now the Wild's third line and fourth line can produce. And with the speed that that fourth line has, Zucker not only can play in that situation, but he doesn't have to play that prototypical fourth liner role. He can play smart defensive hockey, can add offense, and every once in a while he can get thrown up onto that second line like he has earlier this season.
Scored goals in 2 of the last 3 games for Minnesota. Zucker battling here on the forecheck. Bodker comes away with it, and Minnesota will complete their change. Haula, Niederreiter, Fontaine, now the forward 3 for Minnesota. Murphy fights off a check, and the puck played with a high stick will step aside in a scoreless first period. Hockey fights cancer night tonight here at the XL Energy Center. The Wild wearing these purple jerseys during warm-up. You can pick up your gear at shop.nhl.com. These jerseys will be auctioned off. Our CenturyLink link to what's next. We'll hear more from Zach Parise on Hockey Fights Cancer Night. His father, JP, in a battle with cancer, and we'll hear from Zach. Really an emotional situation. JP's been such a huge part, obviously, of Zach's life, but also of his hockey career. It's coming up during our first intermission. Suter to Brodin, who drives it in for Minnesota. Haula tips to the corner. Gagner is the first man there. Got it to the line, and it somehow squirts through the feet of Brodin. Brodin recovers in time to play it back into Arizona territory. Stone back to Yandel. Yandel watched by Niederreiter. Tipped into the Minnesota zone by Korpikoski. And Brodin back to pick it up. Wild with a modest 11-9 edge in shots at this point. They have 8 of the last 11 shots on goal. Stone holds. His shot tipped by Brodin. Winds up in the corner. Niederreiter goes down.
Final minute of play.
Physical battle there with Korpikoski. Fight continues as we head into the final minute of the first period. Stone holds. His shot well wide. Fontaine's the first man there. Got it ahead to Haula. Haula one-on-one with Stone. Tried to break to the slot. And Stone was able to poke check it away. Parise off the bench. Hold for Minnesota. Scandella with a shot. Saved by Smith. Pominville in the corner to Spurgeon. Spurgeon tried to go back to Pominville. His pass hit the referee's skate, and that allows Stone a chance to clear. Final half minute of the first period. Spurgeon brings it in for Minnesota to Pominville along the boards. He lost it, and back the other way is Shane Doan. Doan to Bodker. Watched by Granlund. Bodker spins out of trouble in the corner. Plays it back to the point. Final 10 seconds of the period. Bodker grabs a loose puck, centered it, but Granlund there for Minnesota. Granlund pushes it safely to the boards, and it's cleared to center as the horn sounds, ending the first period.
Well, that was true pond hockey, wasn't it? A lot of flow, a lot of skating, and a few shots on goal as well. No score in this one.
We'll hear from Zach Parise, and up next, Kevin Gore will visit with Wild defenseman Marco Scandella. He'll score after 1 at the XL Energy Center.
I could have never expected what I saw in the playoffs.
Well, there was no louder building anywhere than our building.
I still get goosebumps. I still get chills thinking about those games. There's a life in our arena right now that it's just fun to be a part of.
It makes you realize how important it is here in Minnesota.
We're getting ready to drop the puck on period number 2, joined by Wild assistant coach Darby Hendrickson. You guys were so good at home last year, throughout the playoffs, and then the home opener 2 weeks ago. A little choppy in period 1. How can you get the crowd into the game and get some energy going here?
I just think when we're aggressive, obviously it's winning a lot of one-on-one battles. I think tonight, little reactionary. When we dictate and are proactive, I think that's a big part of our game. I think offensively, we can hold on to the puck a little bit more. And I think the other part, we know Phoenix is a hard-working team, but more physical. Bump them off the puck, win those battles. Hopefully get some more opportunities at the net this period.
Anthony and Mike, up to you.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks to Darby Hendrickson for joining us tonight. Wild and Coyotes scoreless after a period. Good pace, good flow. A few good chances on each side, but Minnesota didn't look as sharp in that first period as they did in their previous home game against Colorado.
Yeah, just, I think, a little bit of a, 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 a lit a lot of missed passes, missed opportunities. The Wild do their most of their damage by owning the offensive zone, cycling the puck, and wearing a team down. There's a lot of chipped in pucks, and well, there it is. Arizona is playing the same way right now, and that's why it's been such an open game.
Vanek with a takeaway for Minnesota. Tried to get it to Charlie Coyle. Vanek quickly on a puck behind the net, out to the point for Spurgeon. Spurgeon back in. Scandella holds his own for Minnesota, and Spurgeon will pick it up on the near side, leaves it for Mikko Koivu. Koivu to the middle, across to Scandella. His shot got through. Knocked down and cleared. Scandella holds across to Spurgeon. Spurgeon, cross ice. Koivu waiting. Never got a shot away. Vanek gloves and drops in the corner. Vanek tried to center. Koivu picks it up on the other side. Looking for Coyle. His centering pass hit a skate. Spurgeon has it for Minnesota. Sustained pressure for the Wild here in the opening couple of minutes of the second period.
This is what we didn't see in the first period.
Spurgeon across to Pominville. Centered for Vanek, but it was broken up. And it's cleared all the way down. Brodin back to pick it up for Minnesota. And this will not be icing. It allows the Coyotes a chance to change. Brodin's long pass sends Pominville in. To Parise, a shot. Saved by Smith. And the rebound pushed just wide.
I think Smith found his game. That was a terrific pad save extending on Parise.
Tipped by Parise that goes just wide. Doan tips it out to neutral ice. Brodin knocks it down. Granlund plays it for Minnesota. Granlund withstands a hook from Doan. Carries into the Coyote zone. Vermette finally rubs him off the puck. Stone got it to the line. Tipped by Suter and out to neutral ice. Brodin backpedals there for Minnesota. Back across to Suter. Suter starts it ahead. Granlund to Parise. Parise in. Fires. Saved by Smith. And he hangs on. Good pressure from the Wild in the opening 2.5 minutes.
Well, Zach Parise decided that it's time to get things going. He rifles a shot against the grain. And a quick flash of the pad there by Smith. That was a terrific opportunity. And then another quick one here to end the play. That line has been a great catalyst for the Wild so far this season.
Offensive zone faceoff coming for Minnesota. Charlie Coyle will take the draw for the Wild. Coyotes, one of the best faceoff teams in the NHL, came in number 5 at over 53%. With the Wild offside, although they are missing their best faceoff man. Martin Hanzal's still out of the lineup. He's back in Phoenix, working on a lower body injury. He had won over 63% of his faceoffs.
Number 5 in the league, Arizona Coyotes.
Wild came into tonight 11th in the league, just under 51%. Charlie Coyle trying to settle a loose puck. Comes back into the Minnesota zone. Scandella tied up. Koivu's there to pick it up for Minnesota. Got it to Vanek. Vanek to Spurgeon. Into the Coyote zone. Charlie Coyle tipped by Spurgeon but wide. Koivu hammers one in behind. Vanek to Spurgeon high in the slot. A shot. Score! Charlie Coyle tips it out front. And Minnesota leads.
There was a lot of play in the neutral zone on this shift. And Jared Spurgeon's the one who helps create this offense. And he's still down low when he gets back to his position. Watch him get the puck back. And that's when he rifles it home. Good positioning by Charlie Coyle. He gets his body in front and then uses his stick for the deflection. But this play, don't kid yourself, was created by Spurgeon, who jumped in on the play right from the neutral zone and helped create the odd number rush that got the Wild into the zone. And then his puck support and initial shot. And created the chance for Charlie Coyle.
How interesting that that's the exact point Mike Yeo had made over the last couple of days, that he felt like what his team was lacking was net front presence, and that he thought Charlie Coyle could bring that to the Koivu-Vanek line. He said as good as Vanek is around the puck and around the net, he's better when somebody else is in front of the net. And here's an example. Vanek makes the play from behind. Coyle gets the tip.
He also wants to see Coyle crashing around that net, because that's when Vanek and even Koivu can pick up any loose change, if you will, around the net. And that's where they can really help out. But great to see that line connect. And good to see Wild using their blue liners to jump into the play and help create that odd man rush.
Mike Yeo juggled his lines tonight, trying to get some life and some offense from the Koivu-Vanek line that now includes Coyle. And he's rewarded already a goal here early in the second period. Minnesota's in front 1-0. What a way to celebrate a new contract for Charlie Coyle, with a goal out front of the net, his second of the season.
Well, Mike Yeo did not want his players waving at the puck in front of the net. That is not what happened here. Charlie Coyle actually had good body position. He had a good screen, and then he got his stick on it.
Remember, the turning point for Coyle came last March after the Wild had played a couple games on the East Coast. Mike Yeo challenged him to be the most physical player on the ice on every shift. And you can see the numbers there. Since that time, Coyle's been a different player. Smith nearly caught out of position here, and Minnesota had another chance. Zucker with a takeaway for Minnesota. Zucker in behind for Cook. Cook trying to fight off a check. Centering pass was intercepted, and the Coyotes start back. McMillan got it to Crombeen. Back to McMillan in the Minnesota zone. Crombeen has it deflected by Dumba, up and out of play. Going back to Charlie Coyle's game, Mike, remember, he had been viewed as one of the most effective players in camp, then battled some injuries. But going into that meeting on the East Coast, 58 games, 20 points. In the 29 games since, that's half as many. He's got the same number of points.
Well, he responded very well, and he's a very conscious guy. And when you talk to him about a part of his game that he needs to work on, he does work on it. One of them that they talked about last year was improve your skating. And what does he do this summer? Well, he improved it. He's got a lot more speed this year, a lot more jump, and he uses that size and speed. But something Mike Gill pointed out just a couple days ago.
Murphy in the corner for the Coyotes. Got it to Doan, who tried to center. Broken up by Brodin. And the Wild start back. Fontaine reaches center and slides one in. Niederreiter in on the forecheck for Minnesota. Ekman Larson whips it across for Bodker. Bodker tied for third in the league. 5 goals already this year. Hands it off for Stone, who works his way down low. Centered, and it deflects near Kemper, so he'll smother in a faceoff coming in the Minnesota zone.
The Coyotes missed the playoffs for the last couple seasons and looking to try and find a way to get back in this difficult Western Conference race. Dave Tippett, what I consider one of the premier coaches in the league, really was able to make a lot with what was a limited lineup a few years ago. Of course, the lineup has gotten a little bit better. Now, as you mentioned earlier, looking to have their goaltender step up and help them become a contender in the West.
This year it's been un-Tippett-like. They're last in the league in defense, averaging 4.2 goals against per game. Team that had made their living playing defense in the first decade of the 2000s. Yandel sends it toward the net. It deflects wide. Granlund's there for Minnesota. Granlund up the boards. Parise tips to Pominville. Pominville at center with speed. Waits for support. Has it tipped away by Yandel. Granlund's there. Now Scandella holds, but he fanned on it. And the Coyotes are back the other way. Klinkhammer at center. Forced outside by Spurgeon. Brings it around. Chip Chura couldn't find the handle. And the Wild are 4-on-3 at center. Spurgeon to Parise. Pominville fire, score!
All the way from their own zone. There must have been about 5 or 6 passes at least. Let's count them. There's one pass. Then Spurgeon dishes. That's 2. There's 3 and a shot into the net. Coyote did not touch that puck all the way through on the passing. It might have caught something here on the way to the net as it floated by the blocker side of Mike Smith, who just did not look like he saw it fully. But beautiful passing and puck possession and speed through the neutral zone, widening the ice with a good pass across. And again, Jared Spurgeon jumping into the play. That's 2 plays he's jumped into and been a big factor in for the scoring.
2 assists tonight for Spurgeon. Second goal of the year for Pominville. Koivu to Coyle. Coyle's in. A shot goes off the post. And all of a sudden the Wild dominating the action here in St. Paul. Vanek hits center ice. Vanek trying to work his way around McCulloch. McCulloch has him tied up and Schlemko will play it. Haven't had a penalty called yet in this game. Wild generating a pair of even strength goals here in the first 6.5 minutes of the second period. Parise racing after it. Ekman Larsson back to pick it up. Pair of assists for Spurgeon tonight. Vanek assisted on the Coyle goal. Parise on the Pominville goal. Parise after a loose puck in the corner. Tried to get it to the point for Prosser. It was intercepted by McMillan. McMillan got it ahead. Crombeen in. Couldn't get a shot away.
Great reach by Dumba, who looked like he'd been beat on that play, but he didn't relent. He stayed in there, got the stick in there, and swept that puck out.
Parise has it at neutral to Pominville. Into the Coyote zone. Granlund fires, was looking for a tip. Didn't get all of it, and it winds up wide. Dumba able to hold for just a moment. Now Doan's in for the Coyotes. Doan fakes the shot. Spurgeon back to cover up defensively for Minnesota.
Huge play there by Spurgeon, and he really gave Kemper the opportunity to challenge like he did, because he basically just cut Doan out of the picture.
Carter leaves it behind for Zucker. Zucker rubbed off the puck. Carter there to play it, looking for Cook behind the net. Matt Cook has it. Cook flips it across. Spurgeon again joining the play offensively. Zucker back to Spurgeon, a shot, and it goes just wide. May have deflected off of Smith. Carter keeps it alive in the corner. Zucker lifts the stick, tries to jam one in on the short side, and Smith hugging the post, able to stop him. Cook pushes it ahead, try to get it to Scandella, and we get a whistle. Charlie Coyle comes up with a big deflection for Minnesota, and the Wild have dominated since. It's Minnesota 2-0.
Wild defense is looking up here. Good speed by Dumba. Looks like he's beat, but he gets in and sweeps the puck away. And then Jared Spurgeon, who's been an offensive threat in this game, also helps out defensively. Watch him cut off Doan. That gives Kemper the opportunity to be aggressive. So Spurgeon's all over the ice as well. You see some coaching going on. Sador talking to Dumba, who has a lot of offensive skills, but he doesn't want to get too loose in his game. Wild, very good period so far.
Smith pushes it aside to Yandel, who starts ahead. Yandel just crossing with Chipchura. Winds up in an errant pass. Ryan Suter back to pick it up for Minnesota. Chipchura walks off the boards, has it knocked away by Fontaine, and we get a whistle and an interference call coming against Minnesota. It'll be the first power play of the night, and we'll go to the visitors.
Minnesota number 20, 2 minutes interference.
And this will be an interesting matchup. The Minnesota penalty kill has been very good this year. Tied for first in the West. Tied for third overall in the NHL, but the Coyote power play has been brilliant. 30% on the year. Power play goals in each of their last 4 games. 6 total.
Minor penalty, Minnesota, number 20.
This man's a big reason why. Keith Yandle leads the league in power play points, but a turnover sends Koivu back the other way. Koivu on the backhand as it gloved by Smith, and with Matt Cook there, he will hold on and get a face-off.
And for the Coyotes, it's a lot of quick passes and shots from the point with bodies in front. It seems like an easy formula, but it's been working for them. And as you mentioned, Yandle a big part of that, but they use their defensemen about as well as anyone. And that's why they have the scoring they do on the power play.
Yandle pushes ahead to Vermette. Bodker back to Yandle. Ekman-Larsson to Yandle. Bodker working his way in. Plays down low. Return pass. Saved by Kemper. And what a save on Bodker.
That was a beautiful setup. Just some great touch passing by the Coyotes. But watch Kemper. He'll go low, high to low, and then back up to high. That is not easy. You're pushing one way and then stopping your momentum and going back the other direction. After this beautiful passing play, just finding some tape-to-tape opportunities. Kemper read that very well. For a 6'5", 210-pound goaltender, Kemper moves very fluidly.
Minute 28 left in the Coyote power play. Vermette wins the draw against Matt Cook. Yandle holds the zone. Ekman-Larsson back to Yandle. One touch to Bodker. Bodker down low. Doan is there. Tried to sneak one through to Vermette. Bodker waiting. Up high to Yandle. Pressured by Cook. Bodker back to Yandle. Ekman-Larsson with it. His shot deflects off of Brodin. Prosser after it. He'll have a chance to clear for Minnesota, and does. He's able to get it by Bodker and all the way down. Yandle starts ahead. Drop back. Korpikoski whistles one high and wide.
Great recovery there. Carter and Scandella get in. Arizona reversed the flow on that play coming into the zone, and it really opened up a lane down the middle. Watch as it comes back towards the middle. Doan makes a strong move, then cuts the other way for the chip pass, and look at the pressure right there. Carter is the one, I think, who actually got a piece of that puck. Wild with some very good sticks here so far on this penalty kill.
Erat out to the point for Ekman-Larsson. Ekman-Larsson to Yandle. Works his way down the boards. Yandle plays cross ice. Gagne there. Watched by Scandella. Erat out to the point. Ekman-Larsson backpedals to the middle. Erat spins away from Arakaula. Centering pass for Yandle. He was tied up by Spurgeon. Korpikoski has it back. Trying to get it to Erat. And it's intercepted out front. Scandella clears. Power play over. Minnesota's penalty kill continues to thrive. One shot for the Coyotes. Nobody holds their opponents to fewer shots per power play than the Minnesota Wild. Schlemko plays it back to the Minnesota line. Granlund is there. Prosser for the Wild. Granlund tips to Parise. Parise slips one to the corner. Klinkhammer escapes Prosser and pushes ahead. Moss to the Minnesota line. Chip Chura trying to work to the middle. Instead goes back to McCulloch, but it's out of his reach, and he has to come back through neutral ice. Klinkhammer at center. Takes a return pass into the corner. Hit there by Pominville, and Dumba has it for Minnesota. Granlund to Pominville. Pominville bobbled it at the Coyote line. Dumba plays it back safely to Granlund. Granlund off the glass and in. Minnesota completing a change as Yandel goes back to pick it up. Dumba fell, but the play was offside. And we get a whistle. Part of Hockey Fights Cancer Night, a special tribute. Let's go to Adam Abrams.
The Minnesota Wild are proud to support hockey's most important fight, the fight against cancer. More than 1 million people in the United States are diagnosed with cancer each year, and more are being diagnosed each minute. Cancer affects all of us. No one should have to stand alone in their battle. So we now ask all fans to stand and hold up your placards and show us who you are fighting for tonight.
I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I said quietly, agreed politely. I guess that I forgot I had a choice. I let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. You held me down, but I got up, already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear that sound, like thunder gonna shake the ground. You held me down, but I got up. Get ready, 'cause I've had enough. I see it all, I see it now. I got the eye of the tiger, fire, dancing through the fire. 'Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar louder than a lion. 'Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna.
Thank you for joining us in hockey's most important fight. Let's fight cancer together. For more information on how you can join this fight, please visit wild.com/HFC. You can also stop by the Hockey Lodge to purchase specialty Hockey Fights Cancer merchandise to help support the fight.
Special night here at the XL Energy Center. Back to action. Mikko Koivu sends Coyle and now Vanek into the Coyote zone. Vanek fanned on it, recovers in time to get it to Koivu. Brodin has some space, winds and fires, but it was blocked by Yandel. Coyle plays it behind. Vanek is there, tried to thread one through to Coyle. Brodin recovers for Minnesota. Coyle in the corner. McMillan playing without a stick for the Coyotes. Minnesota trying to take advantage. Brodin holds. His pass went right through the skates of Vanek, and Arizona is able to clear. Now McMillan will head to the bench. Koivu nearly turned it over. Has it back in his own end. Got it to Brodin, and now back to Koivu. Koivu starts ahead for Minnesota. Coyle relays it into the Arizona zone. Yandel dumps it back for Stone. Watched by Vanek. Yandel lost the puck. Eric Haula pressuring. Niederreiter scoops it up. Niederreiter looking for Fontaine. And what a pad save by Smith. Unbelievable stop by the Arizona goaltender to rob Justin Fontaine.
Arizona having a lot of trouble coming out of their own zone.
Phoenix number 3, 2 minutes. Okay.
And that forced a big save and a penalty. Watch Niederreiter in here. The Wild get the puck, and then it's just a cross-ice speed, and my goodness. Good sealing of the ice by Smith. Yandel with too much of the hook. And the Wild will get their first power play of the hockey game.
Koivu, Vanek, Parisi up front for Minnesota. Suter and Pominville on the points. The veteran power play unit starts it out for Minnesota. Same groups that we saw on the road trip in Anaheim and Los Angeles. Minnesota looking for that first power play goal. Not lacking for chances. Had 14 chances on the power play in the loss against the Kings on Sunday. Turnover at neutrals. Pominville lost it. And Mikko Koivu starts ahead. Koivu to Vanek. Vanek to Parisi. Into the zone, Parisi. Back to Vanek in the circle. Suter to Pominville. Pominville cross ice, tried to go to Vanek, off target. Korpikoski starts back. Korpikoski shorthanded at the Minnesota line. Schlemko with a shot, stick saved by Kemper, and Pominville has it for Minnesota. His long pass for Vanek sent him in offside. Check in with Kevin Gorey.
Obviously, guys, if you go through a 3 or 4 game stretch without a power play goal in the middle of the season, not a lot of news about that. But right now, start of the year, certainly it's tightening up on the sticks for the Minnesota Wild. I asked Mike Yeo about that. He said, no question. Our first power play so far this season has been our best. But if we don't score, and they haven't, the boys have seemed to really take that personal, and it's gone downhill from there. So they've worked in practice all week at executing the fundamentals, tape-to-tape passing, zone time, and not getting down if the puck doesn't go in. They've certainly had enough chances. Sooner or later, he feels the puck's going to start going in.
Well, Mike Yeo also saying that he doesn't want any moral victories anymore. This team's too good. They expect too much from this team to talk about the moral victories of how many shots and how many chances. And he said a few years ago we'd have taken that. But now we expect to win. We expect to score.
Brodin plays to the far side. Spurgeon. Granlund in the circle. Granlund has his shot deflected in, and Smith hangs on.
Oh, a few extra taps on the goaltender by Niederreiter gains plenty of attention, as you would expect. And Connor Murphy putting him in the full headlock there. Watch this little move right here. You improve your angle, and you give yourself a lane, and then there's the reaction by Murphy after a couple of taps to the pad and glove. And you gotta like that Niederreiter was expecting that, and he still went there and gave him a couple little shots.
Puck played with a high stick. Faceoff will come back in the Minnesota zone. Minnesota has been generating chances on their power plays. In fact, they're the only team in the National Hockey League averaging more than 2 shots on goal per power play attempt. 2.25. You can see the number that doesn't make any sense is the power play percentage. The other teams on that chart clicking up in the upper 20s and even 30% range, as the Coyotes have been. But I asked Zach Parise about it. He said, it'd be different if we weren't able to gain the zone. He said, when you get frustrated is when you feel like you never even have the puck in the offensive zone. He said, right now I feel like we've had it down there. We can do some things better. But when you're in the zone and you're getting shots, eventually they're going to find the back of the net.
Well, they're not a bunch of lumberjacks either. I mean, they have pretty good hands. They have some pretty good skill. And your top unit alone has 5 very good hockey players on it, and even their second unit is a threatening unit. So that's where maybe some of the frustration could come into the fact that you have some pretty talented players that aren't putting the puck in that with a man advantage.
Parise to Pominville. Suter. 10 seconds left in the power play. Koivu to Suter. Pominville fires. It hit a skate. Parise scoops it up along the boards. Try to go to the point to Suter, but it hops out to neutral ice. Yandel's back, and the Coyotes are at full strength. Brodin races back in for Minnesota. He's the first man on the puck in the corner. Koivu joins the fight. Vanek to Parise, whose redirect is gloved and held by Smith. Wild still up 2-0. That's coming up after the game here tonight. Wild with a 2-0 lead. Offensive zone draw for Minnesota. Erik Haula against Antoine Vermette. Coyotes control. Yandel to Bodker. And Vermette from outside the Minnesota line throws one in. It's gloved and held by Darcy Kemper, who's quietly had a solid night. Our Sanford Health injury report focuses on a member of the Coyotes who's not here.
Yeah, lower body injury, a heck of a face-off man. And you mentioned it earlier, upwards of 63% in the face-off circle. And right now, they don't seem to be missing him in that regard. The Coyotes at a 57% win ratio right now.
Bodker in the corner, trying to escape Scandella. Yandel hustles to the point, able to hold the zone. Doan behind the net. Centers. Vermette had his shot stripped away by Spurgeon. Yandel holds. Bodker has it. Got it to Doan. Number 10 among all active career goal scorers. Longtime member of this Coyote organization. 19 years in the NHL. Bodker plays to the corner. Vermette and Spurgeon. And Spurgeon goes down with Vermette's stick in his skate. Hard for Vermette to argue that one. And it'll be another Minnesota power play.
Well, Spurgeon's doing everything. Drawing penalties, assisting on plays, breaking up
Phoenix,
defensively.
number 50, 2 minutes for tripping.
He's having a whale of a game for Jared Spurgeon. Been a very consistent player for the Wild. Right here, just kind of an oddity. Gets the stick in up on the ankle. And
2 minutes for tripping, count the penalty, 16:01. The Coyotes
really can't argue that, as you mentioned.
16:01.
Wild see if they can connect here.
Second power play for Minnesota. 0 for 17 on the year. Pominville trying to hold the zone. Can't do it. Puck comes out to center. And Schlemko has it for Arizona. Coyotes have been good on the kill this year. Their season total number a bit deceiving. They're at 79%. St. Louis went 4 for 4 on the power play against them. They've been perfect in their other 4 games. 15 for 15. Ryan Suter starts ahead for the Wild. To Koivu. And now Parise. Banks it off the boards out to Ryan Suter. Suter across to Koivu. To Pominville. Back to Koivu. Koivu. Back to the point for Suter. Suter with a long shot. Tipped out front. Parise stopped by Smith. Rebound clear to the line. Suter holds. Got it to Pominville along the boards. Vanek with Parise setting up in the circle. Vanek lost control. Pominville covers up. Suter works his way to the middle. A shot. Koivu on the rebound. To Suter. Suter fires. Tip. Save. Smith. Pominville quickly on it in the corner. Vanek there for Minnesota. Tried to go across to Koivu, but it deflects off to center. Koivu back in for Minnesota. Koivu hands it off to Parise. Nifty move to gain the zone. Parise back to the point. Suter handles a bouncing puck. Gave it to Parise along the boards. Koivu in the corner to Parise. Works out front. Saved by Smith. And he covers the rebound, sliding to his right.
Well, Smith plays very deep in his net. He's a big goaltender. He can get away with that most of the time. But when there's a rebound, it typically is going to land still in that blue paint because he's so deep into the net. That's where the Wild can take advantage. Parise gets a good little pass here, and he tries to go upstairs. He fans on it. You could tell he didn't get it. It rolled off the top of his stick and hit Smith right in the midsection.
Broken stick right off the faceoff. Minnesota on the power play, and the Coyotes down 1 stick. Brodin goes to Niederreiter. Into the corner. Granlund back to Brodin. Spurgeon waiting. Looking. Fires. Blocked by Moss. Cleared, and Brodin's able to hold. Final seconds of the power play. Brodin fires. That was blocked. Brodin to Granlund. Granlund works his way down low. Tries to walk to the slot. He does, but then lost the handle. And Vermette starts back. Coyotes at full strength as Coyle hits the line. Niederreiter fires high and wide.
What a rifle of a shot. That was a snapshot, too.
Another penalty coming against Arizona. I believe it's a too many men call against the Coyotes. And Minnesota will go back on the power play.
Phoenix bench minor, too many men on the ice.
Well, habits are hard to break. Phoenix, Arizona, call them what you like, but the Wild will have their 3rd power play of the period. Watch Niederreiter get this pass and just lean on this stick. Wow. That had a good opportunity of going in. We've seen Niederreiter score over goaltender's shoulder before.
A Another chance for Minnesota. Wasn't much question there. There were a lot of white sweaters on the ice. Suter fires over the top of the net. Loose puck. Vanek trying to cut to the slot. Smith can't cover, but the Coyotes clear. Jason Pominville and Ryan Suter back for Minnesota. Koivu, Vanek, Parise up front. Suter to Koivu. Hands it off to Parise. Back to Pominville. Intercepted by Vermette and tipped out to center. Vermette carries it in. Fires wide. Long rebound picked up by Ekman Larsson. Back into his own zone. And ahead to Vermette. Vermette shorthanded. Fires. Gloved by Kemper. He'll drop and lead behind the net. And the Wild start back. Final minute of the period. Koivu at center. Parise. Back to Koivu in the corner. Knocked off of his stick and cleared. And Minnesota's power play unable to gain control of the offensive zone. Halfway through the man advantage. Suter to Granlund. Niederreiter battling with McCulloch in the corner. And the puck controlled by the Coyotes again. McMillan comes to center and plays it all the way down. 15 in the period. Kemper tries to start it back the other way himself. Niederreiter lost it to Korpikoski. Korpikoski tied up to Vermette. Fires. Stick saved by Kemper. And the period will end with just under a half a minute left in the Minnesota power play.
Oh, Minnesota's got to be a lot happier with their game. Played more of the ice lopsided down the other end. And the Wild have a 2-0 lead to show for it.
Our Window Concepts game reset. Goals by Coyle and Pominville. A couple of assists for Jared Spurgeon. And the Wild head to the locker room leading 2-0. Coming up in our second intermission. Kevin Gorg will chat with the goal scorer. Newly signed Charlie Coyle. Zero. You look at our DQ fan cam. Another solid crowd here in downtown St. Paul. So far in 5 periods on home ice this year, the Wild have outscored their opponents 7-0. Hockey Fights Cancer Night at the XL Energy Center. Minnesota to open the third period on the power play. Charlie Coyle with their first goal tonight. Jason Pominville netted the second. Now the Wild trying to extend the lead with the extra skater. Still looking for their first power play goal of the season. Koivu wins the draw. Pominville to Suter. Koivu through the neutral zone to Parise. Back to Koivu. And out to the point for Suter. Pominville. Vanek. Pominville. Final seconds of the power play. Vanek along the boards. Parise out of the corner to Koivu behind the net. Koivu back to Parise. Klinkhammer's on. The power play over. And the Coyotes have killed off all 3 Minnesota power play opportunities tonight. Icing waved off. Stone will be forced to play it. Wild with an edge in shots. 22-17 through the first 2 periods of this game, led by Ryan Suter with a game-high 4 shots. Jared Spurgeon to Charlie Coyle. Into the Arizona zone. Stone across to Yandel. Coyotes have been such a tough team to beat here in this building. I mentioned last year they won the only meeting between the teams here in St. Paul last year. Minnesota did win the 2 games in Phoenix, including maybe their biggest win of the year that swung their season after having been thumped in St. Louis. The Wild rallied for 3 in the 3rd period, beat the Coyotes 3-1, embarked on a 6-0-1 stretch that sealed their playoff spot.
But there is recognition that the Arizona Coyotes are a different team, not just in name, but they're playing a little bit different. They're not the kind of team that are just parked on the red line and blue line and waiting for you to come at them for a transition game.
Korpikoski in the corner, tied up by Haula. McCulloch. Smith doesn't have his goal stick. It's in the corner. Minnesota trying to gain control to take advantage. Fontaine hands it off to Carter, who tried the spin move, couldn't handle the puck cleanly. Brodin has his shot blocked. Suter gave away the line, and the Coyotes clear. That'll give Smith a chance to go get his stick. It is an icing call, and will bring an offensive zone faceoff for the Wild. Our Bud Light What's on Tap? After Minnesota played just 4 games in the first 14 nights, now it gets busy. Saturday night, the Lightning here, then back-to-backs Monday and Tuesday against the New York Rangers and the Boston Bruins. 4 games in 6 nights for Minnesota, 5 in 8. After playing just 4 in their first 14. Pominville to Parise, lets it go by to Prosser. His shot blocked by Schlemko and scooped up by Bodker. 3-on-3 at center. Prosser back for Dumba, who starts ahead for Minnesota. Matt Dumba pushes ahead. His pass too far for Granlund. Smith will play it. Nearly put it on the stick of Granlund. Dumba whiffed on it in his own zone. Shot right on. Save Kemper. Rebound. They score. Chipchura. But it's waved off immediately. Chipchura punched it by Kemper, but it's immediately waved off.
Is there a goaltender interference penalty coming up?
Incidental contact was made by number 44 Phoenix. No goal.
Incidental contact. No goal. Promptine clearly interferes with Kemper on the play. They call it incidental contact. That means no penalty. But it also means no goal.
Yep. Cannot take away a goaltender's opportunity to make a save, and he clearly was right in Kemper's kitchen there. Dave Tippett cannot be happy about that call, but I think it was the right one, as Dumba did not shove him into the goaltender. He went in there under his own power.
Keith Yandel sets up behind his net. Long pass intercepted by Suter. Cook trying to get it across to Carter. Carter now in on the forecheck. Carter wins a puck battle. Plays to the corner for Zucker. Zucker to Cook. Back to Zucker in the corner. Carter has it in the slot, but he's knocked down before he could get a shot away. Zucker bumped off the puck by Stone. Carter delivers a hit. Zucker working for the loose puck. Got it to Cook. A shot. That's blocked by Yandel. Great pressure by the 4th line. Carter a shot. That was blocked. Wild scored only 2 goals on the road trip to Anaheim and LA, both with the 4th line on the ice. Coyle plays it across. Brodin, and they're offside. All rights to this broadcast are reserved. Any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, telecommunication to the public, or other unauthorized use of this broadcast without the express written permission of the Minnesota Wild is prohibited. Murphy plays across to Ekman-Larsson. Ekman-Larsson's pass intercepted. Vanek the other way, but it's knocked off of his stick by Murphy. Bodker scoops it up and hustles in. His shot deflects up and into the netting, and we'll get a face-off in the Minnesota zone. A choppy start here to this 3rd period.
Yeah, Wild trying to maintain a good stance defensively here. They have the 2 goals. They just rattled off a few power plays near the end of that second period. Don't want to let the Coyotes back into it. Coyotes thought they cut the lead in half, but the goal was disallowed.
Vermette will draw. Charlie Coyle on the dot for Minnesota. Spurgeon with a block shot. Coyle grabs the loose puck. Flips it ahead, but it was behind Vanek. And eventually the Wild able to clear to center. Coyle, Vanek, Koivu up front for Minnesota. Bodker back in for the Coyotes. Bodker plays it across. Ekman Larsson's shot goes wide. McCulloch scoops it up at center and backpedals into his own zone. Around to the near side boards. Chip Chura tied up there by Scandella. Erik Haula joins the battle for Minnesota. Haula able to kick it ahead to Scandella. Coyotes getting more aggressive on the forecheck here, down by 2 in the third period. Suter banks it ahead for Coyle, and Coyle plays it into the Coyote zone. McCulloch starts back as Minnesota changes. Matt Dumba races back for Minnesota. Fontaine got it ahead to Haula. Now to Dumba, winds and fires. Glove save Smith.
A good start to that play down in the Wild zone. Ryan Suter did a great job of taking the man, and Dumba took the puck. And then Dumba got down the ice and supported the play for a good shot on goal. But Ryan Suter continues to just do it so effortlessly. It's amazing how he'll go into a corner or behind the net and make the right decision, even if that decision is to not play the puck, as was this case, and Dumba picked up on it.
Pominville shot, save Smith, rebound loose, and then Parise fires wide. Rebounds have been there for Minnesota throughout the night. Granlund at center. Hits the Arizona line. Pominville to Parise. Parise tried to sneak one through. Granlund was out front. It's deflected, and Shane Doan's back the other way to Erat. Erat forced to the outside. Puck comes loose at the point. Kicked ahead by Prosser, and Granlund hits the Arizona line. Granlund waiting. Goes across to Pominville. Pominville shot, and it's blocked by Yandel. Cleared but not out. Brodin winds, fires. Glove saves Smith with Parise all over him. And the Wild looking to add to a 2-goal lead here in the third. Our Toyota get caught up. Charlie Coyle with his second goal of the season on the tip of the Jared Spurgeon shot. And then Jared Spurgeon assisted on the Wild's second goal, Jason Pominville.
Well, we talked a lot about the Wild using their defenders to jump into the play, add another element to the rush, add another option. We just saw Dumba come down with a shot in the same way. But good to see Charlie Coyle respond so well by jumping up on that line with Vanek and Koivu and producing immediately.
Cook plays to an open wing. Carter knocks it out of the air, taps it back to Cook. Mike Yeo showing more and more faith in this fourth line here throughout this game. Suter has it deflected. Looked like it went up in the netting, and we do finally get the whistle. There'll be a face-off in the Minnesota zone with the Wild in front 2-0.
You know, Mike Yeo has said in the past, doesn't necessarily want to go numbering his lines. He expects every line to go out there and play the same way. He expects his, for our purposes, third and fourth line to go out there, and if they can score, great. If you get the opportunity, take it. But also be conscious of who you're playing against at that moment. They have.
In behind. Fontaine took a high hit. Kicks it ahead, tries to jam it in. Smith down on his knees. Fontaine again behind the net, knocked down by Yandel. Well, he's taking a beating on this shift. Eric Haula supports. He takes a jab in the back from Stone. Fontaine ducks around to check. Good tenacious forecheck by Minnesota here. Niederreiter to Haula. Tried to play to the corner for Brodin. Back in for Niederreiter. Niederreiter, Fontaine fires, saved by Smith.
Almost the best payback you could get with that setup.
Good work on the forecheck for Minnesota's third line. Haula, Niederreiter, Fontaine. Coyle across for Suter. Suter opts to spin away from Bodker and play it safely back in his own zone. Mike Yeo has matched this Koivu-Coyle-Vanek line against the Coyotes' top line most of the night tonight. Vermette. Back to Korpikoski, but it's cleared, and McCulloch brings it in offside. And the faceoff will come all the way down in Arizona territory.
Well, Justin Fontaine, not a big player, but he knows what he has to do to get with the puck and keep it. A lot of good chops and shoves, and Doan got him right up in the face, and then set up right in front and almost made it 3-0. Know that you're going to have to pay the price against a heavier line to get your opportunities.
Koivu will draw here for Minnesota against Brandon McMillan. Draw controlled by the Coyotes. Bouncing puck settled down by Vitale into the Minnesota zone. McMillan's shot deflected by Spurgeon. Vitale tied up by Coyle behind the net. Tried to center. Scandella intercepts and starts ahead for Minnesota. Wilder 3-on-2. Scandella got it to Vanek. Just out of his reach. Vanek's knocked down by McCulloch. And that allows the Coyotes back the other way. McMillan hustling after a puck. Spurgeon took a high hit from McMillan. Wild gained control. Koivu bounces one off the boards, intended for Coyle, but Coyotes intercept and start back the other way. McCulloch in his own zone. Springs Doan. Doan's in. Fires. Pad save. Kemper. Kemper came out to challenge and gave Doan very little at which to shoot.
Yeah, both circumstances, one last period and one this period. Doan has had an opportunity, but was either forced or skated away from the higher scoring area, and Kemper just gobbled up any space that was left.
Doan beats Dumba to a loose puck. That negates icing. Erat hit by Granlund. Dumba has it. Around too far for Pominville. A shot tipped out front, never reached the net. Murphy plays down low. Doan watched by Prosser. Prosser pokes it ahead. Doan recovers. Prosser settles a bouncing puck. Got it to Granlund. Wild clear. Murphy intercepts at neutral ice. Pominville brings it in. Parise hustling to join the play. Pominville to Parise. Saved by Smith. Puck was bouncing, and Parise never really got great control of it. Smith makes the stop, and it's still 2-0.
Well, Parise will always give you options because he never stops skating. He sees the opportunity. This is a bouncing puck, and he still was able to tip it out of the air. But because of that little bouncy pass, he just couldn't get the kind of shot that he was looking for.
Kemper will have to cover with Korpikoski nearby. 1 second away from the halfway point of the third period. Last chance to purchase season tickets for the 2014-15 season, including 11-game plans, half-season plans, and full season tickets. Get yours today by visiting tickets.wild.com. Hard to believe that this is only the second home game of the year for the Minnesota Wild. 39 more remaining. Matt Cook along the boards, plays it out to center, out of the reach of Zucker. Kemper leaves it for Ryan Suter. Ahead to Carter. Carter's pass right at the stick of Yandel. Yandel to Korpikoski, and he sent it high and wide. Chip Chura in behind the net. Klinkhammer. Klinkhammer escapes Carter. Yandel's shot deflected, and Matt Cook scoops it up. Zucker was sprinting through the neutral zone. Cook just couldn't get him the puck. Suter. This pass behind Cook winds up all the way down. It'll be icing against the Coyotes. Rather, against the Wild. The Coyotes will get an offensive zone faceoff.
Well, the Wild were able to get 2/3 of that line changed before that icing call. So the only one remaining out there is Matt Cook. He's the only one going to have a little bit of a breather here.
Cook scored the Wild's only goal in the loss to the Kings on Sunday. There's a block shot by Fontaine. McCulloch lost his helmet but managed to tangle with Fontaine long enough to prevent a Minnesota breakaway. Bodker battling with Fontaine. He's been all over the puck here in the third period. Spurgeon in his own zone. Niederreiter tried to go cross ice. Howla deflects it, but Vermette able to tip it back to Murphy, and now Bodker races back in. Bodker in the corner, tied up by Scandella. Fontaine races ahead to Niederreiter, just onside at the line. Murphy takes it away. And an errant pass here will result in icing against Arizona.
He's just trying to make something work. You don't have a lot of speed through the neutral zone, just trying to break someone out. A guy like Bodker, who has incredible speed, unable to really spring free on any play. Get an icing call because of it.
Koivu removed from the face-off circle. Coyle against Vermette on the draw. Vermette pulls it back. Ekman Larsson ahead to Bodker. Vanek intercepts and dumps it in. The Wild have to retouch. Ekman Larsson starts back. Murphy whiffed on it. Vanek with a takeaway. Vanek backpedals to the corner looking for a lane. Tried to sneak one through to Koivu, and it's intercepted. Erat to Gagne, and now Doan into the Minnesota zone. Recovers the loose puck, then whiffed on it. Charlie Coyle nearly back the other way. Now Coyle does get it to Vanek. Vanek working against Stone. Drops it back for Coyle. Slightly off the mark, and Coyle couldn't handle the carom cleanly. Back comes Gagne. Gagne rolls it in behind the Minnesota goal. Kemper to play it to the line, but Stone holds. His long one got through, saved by Kemper. Loose puck is played out of play. It'll be a penalty against Minnesota. Arizona on to the power play when we return.
Well, Darcy Kemper signed right before training camp, and he hasn't looked back since. Had a good training camp and came out of camp with back-to-back shutouts. His only loss was in a good effort against Anaheim, and he's played very well in this game as well. Has had to make some solid saves throughout. He's counted 22 stops to this point, and a big 2-minute penalty kill coming up here for the Minnesota Wild and Darcy Kemper.
Minnesota's penalty kill very good so far this season, including tonight, 13 out of 14. This is a dangerous Coyote power play. They had a couple of good chances on their first opportunity of the night. And Vermette will now be removed from the dive. Doan against Koivu on the faceoff. Koivu wins it. Crosser to Cook. And now Koivu sends it all the way down for Minnesota. Cook knifes in behind Smith, and he's wiped out just before he was able to roll the puck in for a shorthanded goal. Offside at the Minnesota line. What a chance for Matt Cook. With Smith out of position, Cook forced a turnover, but Doan stopped him just in time.
Well, Smith has been wandering, and he is that type of goaltender. And, well, Cook just tried to squeeze between him and the boards, and it almost worked.
Again, the Wild able to clear. Carter sends it all the way down.
A couple of, well, at least in hockey years, a couple of geriatric players running into each other there. Cook getting rolled over by 37-year-old Shane Doan.
Cook, who last year went over 1,000 games for Minnesota. Doan over 1,300. Haula with Carter breaking for the net. A shot saved by Smith. Carter collided with Smith, who lost his stick. Coyotes clear. And Smith still barking at the referee about how Carter was able to knock the stick from his hands. Smith couldn't go get his stick because Scandella had the puck. Scandella eventually drove one the length of the ice, and Smith made a pad save. Again, the Wild with the puck. Smith can't lead. Scandella sends it in. Smith gloves and drops. And Yandel pushes forward. Prosser with Smith finally back in the net with a stick in his hand. Half a minute left in the Coyote power play. Wild penalty killers facing a 30% power play here tonight. And they have been very good on the 2 Coyote power play chances. Niederreiter rifles one in. Schlemko back to pick it up. Final seconds of the Coyote power play as Schlemko blasts one into the Minnesota zone. Long shot by Stone. Pad save Kemper. Wild are back at full strength. Their penalty killers 2 for 2 tonight. Schlemko backpedals, then his shot deflects off of Spurgeon and out of play. Wild in front 2-0. A preview of Wild Live next.
Welcome back to downtown St. Paul. I'm Jamie Hirsch, reminding you to stay with us after the game for Wild Live, presented by CenturyLink. Tom Chorsky will join me as we break down Charlie Coyle's big night. His move to the second line gets paid off with his second goal of the season. Also, that man, Jared Spurgeon, getting offensive tonight, assisting on both of the Wild goals so far. We'll hear from some of the players and also head coach Mike Yeo after the game on Wild Live, guys.
Thank you, Jamie. Wild trying to hang on to a 2-0 lead here tonight. Penalty kill. Very efficient moments ago. Now we're at even strength. Ryan Suter has it for Minnesota. Vanek whacks it off the boards, but driven right back in by Stone.
Great
Coyle scoops it up.
Coyle there.
Vanek is in. Vanek waits for support. Flips one toward the net. And Coyle could not get a redirect. Stone ahead for Doan, but it's in his skates, and Suter intercepts for Minnesota. Suter plays it across. Wild patiently leave the zone. Pominville races in with Granlund. Granlund tried to sneak one back through for Pominville. Pominville to Granlund behind the net. Parise joins the forecheck. Parise tried to center. He was taken down. Granlund battling along the end wall. Stone comes away with the puck. Plays it ahead. Gagne's there. At the Minnesota line, he dumps it in. And Scandella goes back to pick it up. Marco Scandella forces it up the boards. Pominville was in check there. Scandella whacks one off the glass. Deflects back into the Minnesota zone. Gagne tied up by Spurgeon. Ekman Larson works out front. Knocked away by Pominville. Murphy with a shot. That goes wide. Rebound, and Gagne sent it to the corner. Scandella on it for Minnesota. The Wild start back. Parise at center. Scandella joins the rush. Parise, Pominville to Granlund. And a save by Smith. May have been blocked on the way. Chip Chura pushes forward. Works his way around Suter. Tried to center. Intercepted by Niederreiter. Niederreiter for Haula. And Haula deflects. Has to retrieve with McCulloch back. Fontaine withstands a hit. And the Coyotes play it out, but Niederreiter's right back in. Niederreiter spins. Backhand shot saved by Smith. Fontaine has it to Niederreiter, and he fanned on it. Haula battling for the loose puck, and it winds up in the corner. Fontaine is there to Haula behind the net. Little jump for the Wild here late in the third. Suter cannot hold. It sneaks by him, and it winds up all the way back down.
A lot of hacking and whacking going on in front of that Coyotes net. Niederreiter giving it, taking it. Haula got hit a couple times. Really physical shift.
Prosser just off the bench. Got it ahead to Carter. Carter for Zucker. Zucker has it knocked away. Matt Cook in the corner. Just over 2 minutes left. Down 2. I'd imagine as soon as the Coyotes get control, we may see Smith head for the bench. Bodker into the Minnesota zone. His shot goes wide. Rebound held by Yandel. Smith starting to wander toward the Coyote bench. As Prosser gains control, he has to put on the brakes. Now Bodker has it. His pass knocked down by Carter. Poked ahead by Stone. And the puck goes out of play. And referees are going to talk about this one.
Well, both players poked at it, and it jumped over the boards.
The linesman
call it deliberate or not.
Signaled a tip right away. The linesman back at the blue line put his hands together as if to signal a tip.
Here, take a look at it. Interesting. I don't know so much now. Let's see if he pitches it. Oh, it lifts the stick. So Doan doesn't touch it, but lifts the stick. I don't know if that constitutes help on it or not. Doan's arguing that he didn't touch the puck, and so it went out under the power of the Wild defender.
Dave Tippett wants an explanation. The discussion is still ongoing, and the referee asking for advice from the linesman on this.
Well, if they go back to the Wild zone for the faceoff, it tells you that there's not going to be a penalty. One last little peek at it. Watch. Well, it's clearly off the stick of Prosser, but Doan lifted his stick at the last second.
Mike Smith is headed for the bench, and the Coyotes have now called timeout with 1:48 left and down by 2.
The Wild, some good looks here in the latter parts of the third period. Again, moving the puck so well, east to west. And just failing to get a great chance there. And once again, it's the Wild using defensemen jumping up into the play. Scandella will appear in the picture because he started the play, and that's him getting unloaded on in front of the net. And then Niederreiter with a nifty move on the backhand with a shot. That was a very physical shift for Niederreiter and friends.
Smith on the bench. 27 saves on 29 Wild shots tonight. Came in with a save percentage of only 82 on the year. Goals against average of over 5. Both of those numbers will improve. Koivu against Vermette on the draw. Empty net for Arizona. Ekman-Larsson works his way to the middle, gives it to Bodker. Bodker back to Ekman-Larsson. Watch there by Parisi. Centering pass, deflects to the corner. Koivu's on it for Minnesota. Sends it all the way down. This will be icing against the Wild. And a face-off back in their zone with 92 seconds left.
Well, we talked about face-offs quite a bit in this game. This is where they become very crucial. See if Mikko Koivu is able to power his way through a few of these against the best dressed Arizona player. Hansel, we talked about, is injured, so Vermette is the best one in the lineup.
Vermette wins another draw. Bodker pressured by Koivu. Plays to the corner. Kemper with a pad save. Parisi chips it off the boards and out. Empty net for Arizona. Ekman-Larsson to Yandel. Bodker gains the zone, splits the D, fires, saved by Kemper. Gagne with a backhander, that goes wide. Parisi trying to tie it up along the boards for Minnesota. He's knocked down, got it to the line, but not out. Suter plays it ahead. Yandel back to recover. Gagne settles a bouncing puck. Carries ahead to the Minnesota line. Kemper gloves and holds with 43 seconds left.
Good clears by the Wild. Good job in front of their own net. Mikko Koivu, though he gave up that draw, stayed tough throughout that whole shift.
Granlund and Vermette on this draw. Lightning here Saturday night. The Wild wrap up a brief two-game homestand. Harder has it deflect into the bench. Wild then have their first Eastern trip of the year. They'll face the Rangers and Bruins back-to-back Monday and Tuesday. Mike Yeo talking about the schedule and said, heck yeah, we'd rather have this. We want to be playing games. We've been practicing so much. We're our own biggest rival.
Well, you have to learn how to win different games, and if you haven't gotten any in the bag, then you don't know where you need to work on areas. And right now, the Wild with an ever-growing body of work, and it'll grow much more here in the next week.
Vermette to the point for Ekman-Larsson. Yandel with a long shot. It deflects to the near side. Granlund got it ahead. Cook relays it out. Down to 20 seconds. Yandel back to play it. And this apparently was touched. No icing on the play. Kemper sweeps it around. What a start here in this building for Darcy Kemper. 26 Coyote shots tonight. Vermette to Ekman-Larsson. And as the final seconds erode, Minnesota with another shutout. They've outscored two opponents here at home 7-0, and Darcy Kemper has 3 shutouts in 4 starts.
That's quite remarkable because those weren't easy shutouts. You talk about that first game only facing 16 shots, but he still made all 16. And of course, he's had 2 since then, including tonight where he made 26 big saves.
Big night for Kemper. Big night for the Wild at home. And they improved to 2-0 on home ice. Jamie in front of over 18,500 fans here tonight.
Thank you, Anthony and Mike. You can bet we'll be talking about Darcy Kemper's night next on Wild Live, presented by CenturyLink. Stick around as we break down Charlie Coyle's big night, talk about some defensemen getting offensive. Hear from the players and the head coach next.